get a pet rat. Get a pet.
So domesticate a rat.
Yes. Stick to what you know, and if you want to push the boat out...
And I know about domesticating rats. That would be my topic on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Just an animal.
Yes, please, Jeremy. Domesticating rats for £1 million. Hi everyone, welcome back to Lil's Takes the podcast. This is episode, is it 5 now? Are we on 5?
I don't know.
I know,
We'll just turn up.
We're putting a... okay. We're putting a real shift in, to be fair. Episode 5 of the pod. I'm excited. We've got a cute little episode for you this week. It's something I wanted to talk about quite a few times. It's not as much of a funny topic as we've usually had, but I think we'll have some really good comments out of it. We're going to talk about feeling behind in your 20s.
It's kind of deep, man.
It is a bit deep, but like it is the age where like everyone's progressive. Some people have got kids, some people are married, some people are engaged, and other people are still like working part-time jobs at McDonald's and studying. Like it is, you get such a wide range of people at this age.
When you look at people at school, it's like they're either crackheads or they've got a family and kids.
Yeah, there's one of the... That was only our school. And crackheads is an overwhelming majority. So, we're going to talk about that today. I've got some good convo set up for us. But obviously, we cannot start the pod without doing On This Day in History.
Wicked.
Of course it's in there.
Got to get the use of the uni degree.
Oh, God, I've got to use it somehow. I'm going to try and... No. Is there any way I can claim my my student loan on...
No, you can't claim tax back on your student loan.
Oh, God. Anyway, what's the point? Okay.
You're using taxpayers' money to pay for it anyway.
So true. Hey, I'm paying for it. So on this day in history, so this episode should go up on the 20th of February if I manage to post it on time and if all goes well. And on the 20th of February, the most significant thing that happened actually doesn't have much standing with us being British, but is sort of important nonetheless.
Oh, God, she's got her spectacles on.
My spectacles.
In spectacles.
I've got a really cool TikTok to post tonight where I pretended I did a little sketch like as if I was doing the heart rate challenge on Love Island.
Oh, God.
But as my character was a sexy librarian and I wore these glasses.
Nice.
But it's like funny, obviously.
Can I see this?
Yeah, I'll show you. Do you want me to show you now?
No.
We'll do it later. I'm over excited about it. Okay, so on the 20th of February, 1962, John Glenn became the first American to ever orbit the Earth in space. So he's not the first person to ever orbit the Earth. That was actually a Russian guy called Yuri. I think it was Yuri. Yeah, Yuki. Yuki Tsunoda, sorry. There's an F1 event tonight at the O2 and I've been like doing my research. I've been thinking about Yuki Tsunoda. Not a day goes by, I don't think of Yuki Tsunoda. No, his name was Yuri. But yeah, on this day in history, John Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth. He's from Cape Canaveral. No, he's not from... Is he from Cape Canaveral? Yeah, I think he is, in Florida. John Herschel Glenn Jr. successfully launched into space aboard the Friendship 7 spacecraft on the first orbital flight by an American astronaut.
Nice.
Exciting! So the Russians did beat him to it, but...
The Russians beat him to most things.
Yeah.
The only thing they didn't was the moon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they got there.
And they made a big bloody deal about that, didn't they?
Yeah.
The flag and everything. Anyway.
Did it happen? No, I'm joking.
Did it happen?
Let's be honest.
You know what? That's a great... I'd love to talk about that one day.
Talk about taxpayers' money as well. There was an absolute massive uproar about that. Like, obviously at that time period.
What, the taxpayers paying to go to the moon? I would so rather my money go towards putting someone on the moon than...
Oh, it depends how bad the potholes are.
Yes, I was just going to say that. If we've got a bad pothole issue, then I'm definitely going to go for potholes first, space second.
Yeah.
But right now, if you know what's his name? Who's our Prime Minister at the minute?
Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer. If Keir came forward and he was like, you know what, we're going to put a man on the moon. It's going to cost me
wicked.
$3 billion. I'd be like, yeah, all right, get behind that.
Sad.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where do I sign? Oh, wait, I don't get a choice.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. I'm buzzing crazy. It's one
D&D, man.
Is one of my TikTok friends asking me if I'm going to the F1 influencer event tonight. No, I haven't been invited.
I wish I was.
That's the dream. But no. Alas, no. Here I am. In this freezing cold loft building that I rent on the cheap. moving on. 1985, 20th of February, is the first day that Ireland allowed the sale of contraceptive pills.
How much?
What do you mean, how much were they? I don't know. It was healthcare, it's probably free.
I don't know if it's like supply and demand for, we're going to filter it in. Tenner for a condom. Tenner for a Johnny.
No, this is a contraceptive. I think it's for the pill, it's for hormonal contraceptive.
Oh, right,
I think. Yeah, in a highly controversial vote on February the 20th, 1985, the Irish government defies the powerful Catholic Church and approves the sale of contraceptives. Or maybe it's any contraceptive.
Quite recent, actually. That is.
Yeah, 1985. So I think it was actually passed in law in 1979. But it takes ages for something that's been passed to actually be created in law, because they have to go through loads of processes of writing up the law and making so...
You got to put pen to paper.
So it's easy to see, it makes it clear who is breaking the law and what acts will break that law. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose you've got to go through it.
It's got to all be written up. So it didn't actually come in until 1985. And
that's taking a piss though, isn't it?
Yeah.
6 years.
And listen to this, the case that started it, because usually when things come into law, there's a specific case that
highlights it.
That challenges the prospect, which means that shows you that something needs to be changed. And this case was in 1973, the McGee versus the Attorney General in the Irish Supreme Court.
So 12 years later.
12 years later, it finally comes into law. Found that that case, the McGee versus the Attorney General, found that the constitutional right to marital privacy covered the use of contraceptives. So it was only really because of marriage that the law came in the first place, which is still, very linked to the Catholic Church.
Oh, right. So, wait, explain that to me then. So why... What's that about, sorry?
I don't know.
Nice.
To put it in simple terms for you, I have no idea what this is about. No, marital privacy.
Not a clue.
Google it.
Google it.
Hey, pull up marital privacy.
Here we are. Marital privacy refers to the right of married couples to have a private life free from unwarranted intrusion by the government,
there we go.
individuals or organisations. This concept is rooted in the idea that certain aspects of the marital relationship and family life should remain confidential and protected from public scrutiny.
There we
go.
So
basically, I'm married, I can do what I want.
Yeah, so that'll have been McGee will have argued.
Well, I should be able to go and pull if I want.
Yeah, I should be able to because I'm married, and the law shouldn't. The state and the law should not have a say in my decision as a married person because I'm married in the eyes of God. I've done what He wants me to do. The law can't intervene with my personal life. I have a right to marital privacy. So they're calling on the right of marital privacy to argue that you should be allowed contraceptives.
So just go on. One of them.
And have that.
What? That's just gone everywhere, hasn't it?
No, I didn't actually spill it. I was very close.
Oh, wow. Wicked.
Yeah, that's really cool. Pressured by strong conservative forces in Irish society, particularly the Roman Catholic Church, the government was slow to change the law to reflect the court's decision, and a number of proposed bills failed before reaching the books. Yeah, no wonder it bloody took so long. So yeah, I actually think that one's really cool and important to talk about.
That's cool.
I love talking about stuff like that. That's my favourite type of history to learn about, the
ones you know a fucking clue about.
Yeah, the ones that's the point. That's the whole point of learning, guys. Every day's a school day. No, but the more I love women's history and women's rights history and the feminist movements. They're just so interesting because you never realise how not long ago it was that all this stuff happened.
Quite recent, yeah.
Yeah, that's 85. Freaking crazy. Anyway, my mum was 14.
How old was my dad? 6. My dad would have been 6.
Yeah, crazy. Anyway, let's get on with the pod. So today we are talking about feeling behind in your 20s and the struggle of being in your 20s and how to not feel like you're behind and why it's completely a myth. You're not behind in anything. You're just living your life, girl. Be free, be loose. Don't be too loose. Marital privacy.
Yes.
Who am I? Who am I to be involved, actually?
So if you want
be
to
as loose as you like.
If you want to be loose, marital privacy.
Unless you're a Catholic.
If you want to be loose, just get married.
There's something...
Nobody can say oh.
Hey, there's something to be said about Catholicism. Why does it feel like everyone has their life together except me? So, I don't know about you. Do you ever feel actually behind in anything?
I did. I used to feel behind in everything all the time. I used to feel like I had no clue where my life was going.
Yeah.
At all. It used to keep me up at night.
Yeah,
Stress me out big
you're the
time.
type of person to really hate that feeling as well. Like if if you don't feel productive, I
Oh,
really
yeah.
reckon that'd be your downfall, not
Oh,
feeling
100%.
that. I never used to. I used to feel like I don't know. When I was growing up, I never thought I'd have like a really strong relationship or anything. I don't know why. I could never see myself getting married. Never saw myself with like a long-term partner with a family or anything. I always thought I'll just be really cool and independent my whole life and get famous or something. I don't know. I'd go on Love Island if all else failed.
Nice.
So that was like my
You
whole...
can't accept you first, then.
I hope I would try. I started off with first dates. That didn't go.
Nice.
So, but that was like my plan. But now I've got you and like the whole prospect of like getting a house together and like being successful to not just help me but to help us. That's really spurred me on. I think for like
Not just for you anymore.
good. For like
Has it? I've
being
not noticed.
being successful not only in like family life but also in my career. And so it's only now, I think, when I got into my like 21, not
Put a number on it, go on.
I think 21 was when I started being like,
I've got my shit together now.
God, everyone's looking at houses. I feel like I should do that, and I want a nicer car because I need to be earning enough money to support a house that I need like right now and the lifestyle that I need to fulfill. So everything felt just like crushingly on top of me. I don't feel like that.
You were still at uni at that point as well. weren't you?
Yeah. I think coming out of uni might have exasperated it a little bit too, because then suddenly you're in the real world and you don't have to study it. Like I have had continuous study in my life from the ages of 4 until 21. 21. So like that's crazy to then suddenly not have that and be like,
It's
right,
a lot of structure in it.
I've got to do something now. It's scary,
Yeah.
but
You've had somewhere to be since you was 4. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I've had something to do. I've had somewhere to be without having to have the responsibility of doing anything for myself, apart from keeping myself alive while I lived
You
away.
don't really have to do that either.
No, my mum would have rang me every day. She would have known in 5 seconds if I was dead. But yeah, I think now 22, like creeping up into the 20s, is like everyone's buying a house and for me it is the house thing, like having your own space, especially being at uni, having my own space.
You've lived it, haven't you?
Because I've lived on my own and then gone back to not living on your own. I feel like that's harder than having never lived on your own.
Yeah, possibly I could see that.
But
You don't know what you're missing if you
yeah,
never lived on your own.
yeah,
Like for me, I don't know what it's like.
yeah,
So I've never done it.
yeah. I think
But it's
that's.
still something I long for.
I don't think I would have longed for it half as much as I do now if I hadn't have done that.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important to learn to like be a little bit self-sufficient without having to like fully have your own mortgage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Keep
Like
yourself alive, but,
having that uni living away experience was really important to learn how to keep myself alive and how to like pay rent every month and like
Some people need it.
yeah, I think I definitely needed it. I was such a homebody and I still am, but I think it was so important for me. And I do, probably while I was still at uni, would have wished for myself to be more independent than I am now. But I'm coming to terms with it more. I think the longer I am at home and the more I think about saving money and being, I feel like I'm helping myself more now.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel so much like I'm doing the wrong thing. It feels like I'm saving to do the right thing as well as I can do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I feel like there's so many different aspects where you can feel behind. So
100%. So you've got your friendships, haven't you?
yeah, like friendships, relationships.
My friendships have definitely gone backwards
Do you think?
since leaving education, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like, I feel like more connected with the people that I'm with, I've got around me, but I have less people around me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm happier as I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the type of person that's going to go on your phone and message loads of people all the time. Because I can't be
Oh, I
asked.
can't be asked. Yeah.
I can't be
There's
asked.
no way.
I'm not going to Snapchat you a picture of nothing
Yeah.
5 times a day,
That
every day.
I hate that. Yeah.
Oh, fucking why? If you're not going to speak to me, go to the pub, like that sound.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just ain't got time for it. I'd rather be at work or I'd rather be on my Xbox with mates or
Yeah.
playing
No,
darts.
I'm a bit like that. But career-wise as well, like I I think career-wise, I feel like doing this job is so hard because all I do is spend all my day online. I compare myself to everyone else that does this job.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, they're going here and they're doing this and they've got the money to buy this. I'm like, oh my God, well, I need to do this and to keep up. But celebrating your own personal goals is so much more important because comparing yourself, what is that saying? Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes, that is the same. I was literally
That
just
is,
say that.
you've got to keep that at the forefront of your mind. I think
course, yeah.
whatever career you're in and whatever education you're in as well.
100%.
I think that's so important.
It's brutal to compare yourself to people that, one, you shouldn't be comparing yourself to because everybody's on their own journey. Like,
Yeah.
You could be 20% into yours, they could be 40% into theirs.
Yeah.
Like, why are you comparing those two?
Yeah.
Like, you might be the same age,
That's
but
a good way to look at it, actually.
yeah.
Like what percentage you are through it. I like
Got
that.
different goals. It's like as an apprentice when I first started my apprenticeship, really earning shit money at quite a high age, and looking at people around me that got high paying jobs. I'm comparing, or used to compare myself to. I'm like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Have a plan, have structure, and trust in the process.
That's it as well. And the thing about having different goals is so important. They might have a really high career goal for themselves, but have completely different goals themselves when it comes to friendships and relationships. They might not want what you want, and that you're already so much further along than them in, or at a different stage in life to them
100%.
in relation to other, areas of their life. So it's so important that you don't think, well, this is the bit, I'm not earning as much money as this person with the same age.
Yeah.
Then that suddenly means I'm not as successful in my goals. Your goals can be completely different, and just that's the point in having goals, that you take the time to get them and to work for them, and then you appreciate them even more.
You got to think of it as well. It's like, so everyone gets different grades at school. So say you're on the same journey, you're going to achieve it at different points. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You might be able to get that, say 9. It's numbers now at school. You might, or be able to get that 9. Some will get it at year 11. But if you kept studying, it might take you to year 13, year 14, year 15, for example.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not going to get there. That's my point.
Yeah.
In terms of monetary, friends, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If you put your time and effort into it, you're going to get there.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it. I was going to say, we're lucky. I don't know if it's lucky or not, but I think we are lucky in a sense. We've got each other, so I don't feel like I'm far back in like my relationship goals. But I think without you, I wouldn't even have a relationship goal. Like, it wouldn't bother me if I didn't have you. If I'd never met you in the first place, you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Not now. If I left you now, I wouldn't even care. Might never be the same. No, like, it wouldn't.
Boys ain't shit.
Many shit. I think if I'd have never met you, my relationship goals would be really different. Like, I wouldn't be bothered about having a relationship. But now I'm in one, my goals are completely different. But I think they're so much better for myself, and I think they're actually so much more me than I thought they could have been.
Yeah.
Like, so my goals changed over time. They're completely different from if I was like 16 or 17 and set myself some life goals and where I thought I wanted to be at this age, they'd be so different to where I actually am and the goals I have now.
Yeah.
So I would never have met those goals, and that's so fine. I'm not sad about it because my life's different. My goals have changed, and now my sights are set on different things, and that's so okay for your goals and your
I think when it comes
choices to change.
Yeah, I think when it comes to success as well, don't get me wrong, I'm not a successful person, so don't take my advice as completely gospel. But
I live on a cardboard box. That doesn't mean anything.
I live in a tent, but these the goals that you set, I think it's important to keep in touch with. So if you were trying to reach some goals that you set yourself when you were 16, 17, for example, you're never going to reach them realistically, are you? Because your life's taken a completely different path at this point, anyway.
Yeah.
So you was gonna go down the biological route and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing biology. I wanted to be a microbiologist, cancer biologist. Maybe that would have been more helpful than doing the history degree that I did. But realistically, biology was quite hard. So, and I was also gonna.
Have you seen them memes? Where it's like, like all the sperm cells raised to the egg. It's like me and then like somebody who treats cancer.
Yeah, it's like me.
The guy who wakes up at 6 a.m, downs 4 monsters and goes and plays D&B on max volume on a building site.
Yeah, I was sort of like a moderate sperm.
Yeah, bang average sperm.
Yeah. What I would say though is the only thing, relationships at our age can look so different because we met so young. we've been together a long time, like 3 and a bit years.
And some change, yeah.
And so couples who'd have met at 28 and been together 3.5 years, they'll probably be getting engaged, they might be married, they'll have a house together right now.
Yeah.
And so you can't compare yourself to...
Going back to the comparison.
That's exactly it. You can't sit and compare yourself to people who are in supposedly the same situation as you, because their circumstances can be completely different.
Oh, you guys are in a relationship, a relationship at 3.5 years. Why are you not here?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So you're like, you've been together so long, why don't you do this? Like, because we're still so young, and we're still like...
And the house prices are through the fucking roof.
Yeah, and if you try to get a mortgage when you don't work a 9 to 5, it's ridiculous.
You don't earn 90 grand a year.
If I go to a mortgage advisor and I'm like, hello, I'm a TikToker, they're going to laugh and spit their tea directly into my mouth. That's what's going to happen.
Ew.
So I'm going to have to save up until I'm 47 and then I'll buy a house cash.
Yeah, that's literally it.
And actually it might take longer than that, because that's only like 25 years away. But yeah, so I often think that, like, when I watch TV programs or when I watch movies, I guess, when you see couples that, like, they get together and then a year later they get married, you're like, wow, that's
nice.
That's nice. Well, yeah.
Is it realistic?
We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I think it can't be realistic. So I think people who do get together young and, like, younger couples are faced with that. And you see a lot of people getting married really young.
True.
A few people that I know, like, that we know, got married in, like, our age. And I just think that's a bit wild. I'd love to wait until I'm older and so I can actually afford, like, a wedding that I'd be happy with.
Yeah.
Or afford a honeymoon, more like, that I'd be happy with.
I was just about to say that as well.
That's where most of the money I would like to channel.
Yeah. At least a third, possibly even half.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like the goals that we have for a relationship, the years that I set them in, or that I, like, envision them to be in, would be so much closer together if we'd met older.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then maybe we'd have done other, like...
Are we going to appreciate it as a couple, though, like spreading it out longer, rather than trying to cram it in? You know
I think that's so much.
Do you think older people, sorry.
People that are older than us.
Old people. No, obviously 28 isn't old.
Yeah.
Well, say 28-year-olds, they cram it in because they feel like life's getting away from them, potentially.
Yeah. I'd be scared of that, I think.
Like mid-30s to 40s, you got to fucking hurry up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, crack on.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, do you? Like, is there a
suppose,
time frame on anything? You don't have to.
Socially, you'd say so, but I wouldn't say so. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
exactly the thing. It's all about social norms and social pressures from other people. A big thing that kept on coming up when I was researching this was social media.
Yeah.
Loads of people saying that if you actually take a break from social media, or if you never looked at it, would you feel as pressured as you do?
Yeah, that makes sense. Probably not.
I don't think I'd feel as pressured, but I don't think it would make a huge difference, because I'm not a person that sits and watches, like, people that have what I want. I don't know. I don't.
My Instagram's just either people dying or this one guy doing plumbing.
Yeah, you don't want to be a plumber or die.
No, I'm not an electrician. Why watch you plumbing?
Exactly. So.
Because I don't know how to do it. So when I learn, so when we get a house together, I can do the plumbing myself.
Perfect.
Because I don't trust Will.
Hey.
I'm joking, I do, mate.
But yeah, I don't think it would make a massive difference, because I compare myself a lot to like the older generations of where my mum was when at the age I am. But my mum moved out really young, so I think I'd still have that in the back of my mind, like, oh, the older generations used to do this a lot quicker. But then everything was so different. It was so much easier. It was so much easier then. And they say it
Buy a
wasn't.
house for a tuppence.
They say it wasn't, but it was. So it's like, you can't. I don't think taking social media out of the equation for me would make too much of a difference.
Yeah. Well, look at this graph.
I have not got a graph to input there.
But yeah.
You can just stop throwing random things in.
Look at this. Look at this.
Throw editing me into a frenzy.
Look at this.
Stop! I'm going to have a panic attack.
Well, yeah. Anyway, look at this graph. And that graph that I'm talking about is a graph of the steady incline.
Yeah.
And potentially a little bit of a bip. But from like 70s to 80s of the minimum wage.
Yeah, and then of house prices.
And then house prices. Just rent prices.
Yeah.
Not house
rent
prices, just rent prices. And obviously, rent and mortgage and house value, obviously, very similar in terms of if rent goes up, it's because the house is going up in value, if that makes sense. But if you actually look at the scale is astronomical. From like 80s, it's 5-6 times as much the rent is compared to the minimum wage at that time to now.
Yeah.
Mental. So
Yeah,
how can you warrant that?
No, we just literally can't keep up. It's making the society, the economy is making it impossible for us to keep up with.
But less woe, it's me.
Yeah. Hey, it's fine. It's fine.
Older generation think it's because of all these imported avocados, but it's not.
Stop having your daily coffee and you'll be fine.
Hold on a
Coffee
minute.
makes me want to shit myself, so I actually don't do that.
I drink tea.
I drink Yorkshire Gold. That's imported, actually. So maybe I should stop. But yeah, that's... Apart from that, the people setting the standards and the social norms were in completely different circumstances, and no one is putting that pressure on you other than yourself. I mean, if you cut out society pressures, there's no one stood there going, you need to get married by the time you're 27, otherwise you're behind. No one's saying that to you. That's what you're making up in your head from what you see online, what you think is the norm, what your mum did, what your grandmother did. And
stop comparing yourself. It's a thief of joy.
Comparison is the thief of joy. You can't... no one's giving you this timeline. You've made it up because of pressures, and it's okay to be somewhere different to what you expect.
Set yourself some realistic goals and stick to them.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Exactly.
Trust the process.
And if you're one of those people that made really strict goals when you were young, you were like 11 and wrote out, this is what I'm going to do by the time I'm 25.
You was 11.
You were 11.
So... a word.
You knew nothing. Younger me knew nothing. Like, my goals completely changed. So don't stress about the ideas. I was going to say ideologies and ideas. Yeah. The goals that you set yourself so long ago. You were a different person then. You change. Life changes. Circumstances change, and your goals can change with it, and your timeline can alter. And it's so fine. No one's shoving that timeline on you other than yourself. So if you're sat there thinking, I've made this really difficult for myself. Yeah, you're the only one thieving yourself of the satisfaction of celebrating your small goals, because it's only you that's setting these boundaries. So if you don't set them, you don't make yourself upset.
Indeed.
And that's just a win.
I don't mean sit on the arse and do no, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got to work for what you want. But...
I mean, yeah, you've got to put the effort in, but if it takes you longer than you thought it was going to, that's so fine.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not a household name yet. I'm not part of Ant and Dec. And only then will I be content.
Indeed. Is that what we said when you were 11?
I'm joking, I would never want to ruin Ant and Dec like that.
Ant, Dec and Lil.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd quite like
Lil and Dec.
Lil and Dec, yeah. Lil and Dec. Oh, maybe I want to be about Dick and Dom. Lil Dick and
Dom Dart is just Lil Dick.
Dom Lil Dick. Dick Lil Dom. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Anyway, Dick and Dom, get back to me on that, because I'm still waiting on your opinion.
I was still waiting your DM. DM'd you ages ago.
DM'd you literally ages ago. Get back to me on that. So we've talked about the root of the feeling, like where the pressure comes from, society's timeline myth. I think for us, so the social media comparison is called the highlight reel effect. Like putting, you know how everyone puts like their best bits on their highlight reel on Instagram? That's what you see when you see social media. You see the best bits of everything.
And that's why comparison is a thief of joy.
Oh, definitely. Like when I think about what I put on my Instagram, that's like the best TikToks that I make will make it to my reels. The best pictures of myself will go on Instagram. There's thousands of pictures of myself, but only I will hand pick the best ones and they will make it on there. Like, and I'll have done my makeup for hours and have professional lighting. Like, they're the
shooting
ones.
your parade is like sometimes where you take pictures, you have a picture session.
Yeah.
Multiple times, you just don't post them because you don't like them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just can't compare yourself to the highlight reel. That's so true. I think something that helps for us, though, well, for me, I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you because I know all of your friends. Our friends are at a similar point in life to us. Like,
yeah, it helps us in that sense.
we haven't got like a close circle that are like our age.
Like one's a
and
millionaire and
really,
he's got multi-million-pound house and turns up to pub in a Urus and...
Exactly. We haven't got friends like that. And so I think that's so easy. It's easier for all of us to be in this same boat together. And it's nice to have like that.
The same sinking ship.
Yeah, or the Titanic of the boat that we're on. Just paddling for life.
Throw our mates on the bus there, don't we?
Pulling life jackets off of my friends to wear myself.
I'm just a kid. I don't care.
But yeah, I think that really helps. I think I'd feel more pressure if we had friends that were
existential crisis if my mate's got a Lamborghini or something.
Oh my god, I'd be like, no, I'm never coming out with you ever again because I'm working.
We're no longer friends.
Yeah, we're no longer friends.
Are you coming out to the pub? No, I'm on my 120th hour of work this week.
Yeah, I'm doing my 17 side hustles. I'm too busy.
I've got 4 companies.
Yeah.
They're all in debt.
I'm drowning.
Help.
But I will have a Lamborghini by next year. Oh, this is a fun little question. If you were the only person on the planet, what would success look like for you?
Oh, probably fire.
Yeah, probably
For a
fire.
start.
Fire! Yeah, if I could use a bit of flint and a rock and create a spark.
Ideal, really.
Ideal for being the only
Bonus.
person on the earth.
Watching that guy, that really tall guy, that's from America, it's like Outside Boys or something. Oh my god, we're going to watch him when we go to sleep tonight. We're not watching Love Island, all that fucking thunderstorm stuff. We're going to watch this guy. He goes out into the wilderness
Yeah.
and he just survives. But like, I'm talking
With nothing.
with bears and stuff. Like, he just survives. Yeah, he's got like his backpack and his things.
Oh, right, okay.
Like fire and stuff. But he's like making igloos by himself out of just snow that's as tall as this and just digging into the ground, and so cool.
I've seen that where people dig really deep into the snow and create a little hole so they keep
That
warm.
would be success for me. If I could do something like that,
Yeah.
I'm doing my research just in case we all die one day.
I put being happy and healthy. But digging a big off hole in the snow
It's like that thing.
sounds good for you. I think if I could dig a big hole, maybe,
Don't do that.
I would have
Don't do
fulfilled
that.
all my hopes and dreams.
No, because if it was in like a forest, I want to build a lodge. Out of wood.
Yes, and where are you going to get, what's going to hold those logs together?
Rope that I'd make.
How are
Some
you
form of something out of.
What do you make rope out of?
I don't know. What do they tie like?
That's always baffled me, actually, how they make rope.
No, because there's I can't remember the name of it.
Like-
There's a base. I
Like a
think.
plant.
Yes. It's like ivy but thick.
Sorry, I'm shoving my cold little toes underneath your bum.
Just like bedtime.
We haven't addressed that we've changed the
No.
set.
Anyway, wait. I
Sorry.
was saying something. I can't remember what I was saying. What was I talking about?
Talking about the rope.
Ah, that was it. So there's like a thing going on at the minute where it's like, what my boyfriend means when he says, "I'll do anything for you." And it's
Yeah.
like, slay dragons. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't doing the dishes or.
Yeah. And then what I actually
just
asked him
sit on
to
a
do.
lawnmower. I know, I want to fight a dragon and set fire to stuff
I'd
and
swim
build
the
wooden
Atlantic.
lodges.
I'd swim the Atlantic for you, but I am absolutely not going to the dishwasher. I won't. I won't do it.
Nope.
But yeah, I put just staying healthy and happy because if I'm the only person left.
Boring! Boring!
If I'm the only person left on Earth, I haven't got any family, so having kids and like getting married, that's not an issue because
We still need a house.
there's no other person. Yeah, well, I'll build a big hole. So
Dig up.
no, I'll build a hole.
Nice.
Because that's never been done. So I would, yeah, the only focus would be managing to feed myself. So like foraging for berries that don't kill me.
Bonus.
I'd have to learn which berry. See, how do you learn when you're the only person on Earth what berries kill you and what berries don't? Trial and error.
Yeah. Or Google.
Natural selection. Yeah, but no Google. Wait, are we saying like
No, we are saying that.
what? Like just
No Google, yeah.
yeah, no Google.
Trial and error. Feed it. Get a pet. Pet rat. Get a pet.
So domesticate a rat.
Yes. Stick to what you know. And if you want to push the boat out.
And I know about domesticating rats. That would be my topic on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Just an
Yes,
animal.
please, Jeremy. Domesticating rats for £1 million.
Let's be honest, HR's not a problem, so you just catch it and cage it.
And then how do I
Who's
train
going to
it?
sue me? Peter? They don't exist.
Such a good point.
I'll feed a rat poison berries.
I would have gone for something. Yeah, actually, rats would be really good. They're so clever.
And they're similar to us in that way.
Yeah, do you know in what way?
Feed it stuff and they die.
Oh, right. But do you know why rat poison works?
Not until you tell me.
So rat poison works because rodents don't have a gag reflex, so they can't throw up.
Oh, nice.
So the poison only works because
keep
they
it down.
can't throw it back up. If we took it, we'd throw it back up and still be fine. So what if...
I don't believe that, though.
Maybe not
believe
fine.
I was going to say,
But we'd be all right.
we'd live.
Yeah.
is what you're getting at.
Yeah, we'd live.
I feel like there'd be lifelong implications, maybe medication for your stomach or something.
Yeah, maybe you'd be on omeprazole for the rest of your life, but other than that, you'd be fine. That would be the most difficult thing, actually, I think, keeping myself alive by, like, eating. Because I'm a veggie as well, so I'd find it really difficult to kill an animal.
Not anymore, you're not. Not in this
Yeah,
circumstance.
I don't think I would be if I was the only person left on Earth, but I really don't know if I'd be able to kill an
7
animal.
days without food, you're killing an animal.
Think.
100%.
But I wouldn't be without food, I'd be eating grass and berries and bark.
We can't eat
Drinking
grass.
out of lakes.
Drinking out
I'd
of...
die so
Oh,
quick.
yeah, you're dead. Just from what you just
Die
said there,
so
you're dead.
quick.
Dead as...
My main goal would be...
If you survive 24 hours,
Yeah,
bonus.
maybe it would be that. Right, the next thing I want to talk about, debunking the myth of being behind. So, I want to prove to you that there's no, well, I don't need to prove to you.
Go on, prove to me.
You know it anyway. That there's no set timeline. So, what about people that found their career really late in life?
Go on, give me an example.
I don't have well, I suppose
35-year-old Susan finally goes into HR or something.
Oprah.
Oh, go on.
She became famous at like 32. Vera Wang started her extremely famous clothing brand
I thought he was going to say
at
like
40.
that ITV show Vera then.
Vera, she's old. Look at her, slaying the game, actress. Morgan Freeman, he didn't start until
No?
super late, did he? He was in his 50s when he started work.
Yeah, but see, this is what I'd like to know. He's got into that industry. Surely he's fairly successful in the first place. Do you know what I mean? You don't just turn up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's...
Well, I don't know, he might have just done a different job before that and then decided to go into acting because someone said you got a really nice voice. Why don't you do some voice acting? And he was like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, but do you think he would have been successful before?
Yeah, maybe. But not as successful as he is, not peaking until his 60s.
Yeah, because realistically, say you're working at, just for example, you're working at McDonald's and you've got a house, you've got payments, you can't really miss going to work because you've got these payments to keep up.
Yeah.
Are you going to do a voice acting thing on that one day you get off a month? Is my point. So he's got to
Maybe if you're trying to earn a bit of cash.
Yeah, fair.
Maybe if
This
you're
guy's
struggling.
drowned and he thought, I need this.
I always think about the sitcoms that I like to watch. So if you think about Friends, if you ever watched Friends or How I Met Your Mother or New Girl, these are the sitcoms that I watch. That's just comparison. All of these people are like Friends are all roommates living together, and it starts off and they're all like 28, 29, 30. They're in their 30s throughout the majority of the series. They're in their mid-30s. So it's like, and none of them were like finding success until that point, apart from maybe Chandler, he had a good job. But like Monica became a chef, and none of them got married or even met the person they were going to stay with
At the start.
until they were in their 30s. Yeah, none of them met him at the start of the series. Like, everything happens. And same as How I Met Your Mother. They didn't get married or meet the people they were going to stay with.
Are you leaving me? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
No, but I mean the people who feel behind in their relationships. But in How I Met Your Mother, though, oh my God, what are their names? I've finished watching it now, so I'm like, Lily. Her name's Lily, and his name is Marshall. Lily and Marshall. Lily and Marshall are high school squeakhearts.
Love squeaks.
Squeakhearts.
Pip
They're
squeaks.
rats. Lily and Marshall are high school sweethearts, and they stay together throughout the whole series. But they don't get married until like their 30s. They don't have kids until their 30s. They don't move into each other. They don't move into each other.
Well, if they had kids at 30s, I think they did.
They didn't move in together. Well, they were living together, but they didn't get their own like proper house alone without having a roommate until they were in their 30s. How? Your phone's in your pocket, that hurt.
Yeah, you were getting dangerously close to my eye with that thing.
Throwing it about willy-nilly. I always go back to that when I think, oh my God, I should be here by here. No, think about Rachel Green and where she was, and she's fit. She didn't do anything until she was 30. She went
This is a
to
TV
coffee
show,
shop.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Stockholm Fairy Tale to a TV.
should super be real life if you wanted it to be.
Realistically, it's based off fairly
Yeah, like
realistic events, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's true.
Career paths and stuff is not one size fits all. You can.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Everybody takes their own path.
So, how can we reframe success and reframe your personal timelines? So, what if we measured success by growth instead of milestones?
Growth, what do you mean?
So, instead of being like, So be like, oh, I've hit my 20 years at my workplace. What about doing little things like, this is the first day I've gone without crying on my break in the toilet. Win! Win for me.
Nice.
Like, or this is the first day that I was able to think about going and looking at rental properties in the city I want to live in because I'm finally...
That's a big step. In that position to be able to go and do that.
Yeah, I'm in the position now to go and do things like that.
Definitely.
So celebrating your own personal little milestones.
100%.
Like, for me, something that I celebrated was, like, hitting 500,000 followers, hitting 600,000, celebrating those wins of, like, climbing up the ladder, slowly growing. Celebrating those little things makes you so much more excited to keep growing because you love the feeling of the celebration.
To keep going.
Yeah, it gives you exactly that. It gives you a little incentive. Like for you, every year you complete your apprenticeship, every job you do, like
I'm done.
Successfully. Yeah, you're basically done.
Literally done in 2 months.
Like that's so exciting. The more, and as making sure you celebrate those little things, I think can really help keep you really motivated to keep doing what you're doing.
100%.
Yeah. Like, every little presenting job I get, I always feel super proud of myself after I've done it. Like,
so that's where you want to go in.
Yeah, and stepping a little bit further and further out of my comfort zone. Always celebrate stepping out of your comfort zone because it makes you feel so much better about doing it next time. Yeah, I think that's really cute.
Wicked.
And
I like that.
Yeah,
It's a good way of looking at things. I like that.
Setting those little benchmarks can be fun as well for, like, don't set something crazy out of reach, but something little that you'll know you'll achieve.
And you can take that into each part of your life, like your friendships and your... I'm not saying fucking throw a party for making a new friend, but...
Yeah. Practical takeaways. What do you do when you feel behind? So things you can think to yourself and complete.
I just thought food then, sorry. Practical takeaways, I just thought food.
Well, Chinese would be my top practical.
Very practical, yeah.
No, actually, fish and chips would be top practical because they're completed quite quickly.
Just chips.
Yes, just chips for me. Unless the fish hasn't been put in yet and you end up having to wait there an extra 15 minutes, they're not as practical. Chinese isn't practical on that level because I find it often takes quite a while to complete and I'm always waiting a little bit longer in the waiting room for a Chinese. But that's fine, I don't mind because I like the cuisine a little bit more. Now, McDonald's and KFC and takeaways like that, highly efficient fast food wise, however, quality quite a bit further down, you just sort of do it for ease. Like I like the chips, but for me personally as a vegetarian, I wouldn't rank the quality that high because vegetarians going to KFC and McDonald's, the options for you are very, very limited. So I'm going to put that a lot further down. So for me, I am going to have to say Chinese would be at the top.
Thank you for that very thoughtful insight.
No worries. So, pivot, don't panic approach. The pivot, don't panic approach is hit with like a fight or flight. Is probably not that serious, but you're thinking, oh my god, I feel so behind, like what am I going to do? Instead of panicking and thinking I'm never going to reach this goal, it was stupid that I set it, and getting upset about it, pivot towards a different small goal.
Say it's a number, say it's 20 is your number.
Yeah.
Lower it to 15, lower it to 10.
Yeah.
Make it more
Make yourself
reachable.
a little goal that's still on the way to your big goal,
Yeah.
that you know you can achieve in a smaller amount of time that will help you feel that confidence again. Or be like, right, what can I do to better my chances then? If this isn't working, let's sit down and let's reevaluate and let's think about what I can do to help me reach this goal in a different way if this way's not working. Just sit down and think about it and pivot your attention. Don't completely panic about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not really stressing out about it.
Yeah. I feel like you tell me to pivot and not panic a lot.
Yeah.
I think without knowing that is a thing, that's what you've always done.
Yeah. Well, there's no point in stressing out about it.
You're a logic giver. Another thing is that you are never late, you are right on schedule for your own life. So
yeah,
that could be like an affirmation or something you write down. I've never been an affirmation girly where I write things down and read them to myself and be like, I am strong and independent and I am going to go and get my goals today. I've never done that, but if you are the type of person to do that, that could definitely help you writing down like you're on the right schedule for your life. I always think this because I'm very much a everything happens for a reason person. I believe everything that happens, even bad things.
Are you a linear thinker in terms of everything that's going to happen's already happened?
No.
Do you not think?
No, I don't think it's
You make
already
your own
happened.
future.
Yeah, but I think even the bad things that happen open up opportunities for good things to happen.
One door closes, another one opens.
Yeah, so even if it's something that you think something bad happens that you think can't affect your career, maybe it will down the line in a really positive way. Maybe you sit next to someone on a plane that ends up having a really positive effect on your life, even though...
And you wouldn't have done that plane if you didn't lose that job.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that. I really do think everything happens for a reason. So you are on the correct schedule for whatever is going to happen for you and your own personal journey. The only thing you can do is make that as good as it can be. Make the most of every situation. Feel positive about as much as you can, because everything that's going to happen is meant to happen, or everything that's meant to happen is going to happen. And even if it's not what you thought, it's going to be the right thing, and it's going to make you happy anyway, as long as you try and seek out that happiness for yourself.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think everything happens for a reason, or do you think everything's completely random?
I don't know whether I think time's linear in the sense of everything that's going to happen's already happened or not. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Do you think the whole, like, one door closes, another one opens, though?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%, I do think that.
Yeah. I feel like I could ask you a really, like, what's your favourite colour? And you could be like, I don't know about the linear aspect of space and time. However... You're a bit of a deep thinker about it.
I'm a bit deep thinker, yeah.
It's not a bad thing at all.
No.
It's a good thing.
I'm not very intelligent, but I like intelligent conversation.
You are intelligent.
Not really. On a scale of intelligence, I'm probably bang average intelligence. But I like
Tell Mater average intelligence.
That's literally me.
No, you're not. I think you're... I do think you're an intelligent person. I think you have really interesting interests. Like, you want to learn so much, and I think that's a really good...
The mind starts dying when you stop learning.
Yeah, that's
what I
such a
think.
good, like, way to look at things. So, and I think that in itself is an intelligent way to approach life and approach...
I always want to learn.
Yeah.
Why would you not? Like, I want to learn what my next beer will taste like.
I want to learn where that next beer will come from. I want to learn what pubs in the area have the best beers.
Trial and error.
I want to learn how friendly do I have to get with the owner for him to give me a little bit of money off the beer. The only person that you affect when you set timelines for yourself to then struggle out of is yourself. So don't add pressure. You're only stressing yourself out.
Yeah.
So you might as well make, smaller, littler, achievable goals.
There's nothing wrong with setting a massive milestone that takes you a while to reach. However, equally, there's nothing wrong with setting little, smaller milestones that still take you to that same point.
Exactly.
You just affirm yourself more along the way, essentially.
Yeah, whatever helps you cope. If you're not the type of person to cope with running over your deadline a bit on your own personal goal.
Stuff like that.
If you're a stressor, if you're a worrier.
Them little goals might help you out. But if you have something that's miles away and you want to get your head down and knuckle down and crack on, probably that further milestone is better for you.
Yeah. So, tangible steps, things you could do. You could always detox social media for a week, because so many people say that
I need to do that. I've started doing this fucking whole thing. Where
I think detoxing social media for a week is good for so many things, not even just like feeling of being behind. It's so good for just resetting your mental health, resetting comparison in general, for whether it's appearance, lifestyle, goals, anything like that.
Yeah.
I think it can be so good, and to stop you doom scrolling, wasting time in your day, making you more productive. Oh my god, detoxing social media can be so good for your brain.
When it comes to like Instagram Reels and stuff, I'm like, it's like a switch.
Yeah.
As soon as I put my phone on and start scrolling, it's like the switch is off. And then all of a sudden, something around me happens, the switch is back on, I've lost 2 hours of my life.
Literally, that's how I feel.
What has just happened?
Yeah, exactly. Journaling your own wins, so celebrating your little version of progress. I think that can be really beneficial to go back and look on. So if you've written things down, like, oh, today, like, little wins that you would have forgotten, something like minor in your day that made you feel good, that is a positive step, I forget loads of those little things. So having that written down to go back and look on and be like, oh, look how, like, where I was and now where I am because of these little things, that could be that could be so helpful. Like, I used to keep a diary when I was younger, like in school, and I look back now and I'm like, oh my god, look how far I've come, and I never would have had that if I didn't write it down in the first place. So I think I'm not a journaler now, but I think that could be helpful.
Yeah.
And talk to people you admire. You'll realise they also struggled at some point.
Everybody goes through struggles. It's like when you look at really successful people that are millionaires, it's like 9 times out of 10 when they talk about business, they've had businesses that have failed multiple times before they've got to that. You've got to learn from your mistakes.
finally done it for them,
yeah. You've got to learn from your mistakes, haven't you?
Definitely.
There's failure and everything. You've just got to learn your craft, haven't you?
It's definitely recovering from that failure that's going to help you more than anything else.
Rocky said it best, I think.
Rocky?
Yeah. I think he was the guy that said, it's not about how hard you get. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit. And then get up and keep going.
Oh, yeah. Rocky Balboa, his real name.
Yeah. That's the guy.
The real guy.
Sylvester Stallone, isn't it?
Yeah. And affirmations to end with. You're not behind, you're just on a different road. And everyone's timeline is different, and that's what makes life interesting. Life would be so boring if everyone fell in love at 21, got married at 23, bought a house at 24, had kids at 27, evenly spread out. Like, you were all living exactly the same life.
Seen this one before.
Exactly. Life would be so boring if everyone was like that. Where are the fun aunts? But
if you want to do that...
If you want to do that, that's so fine.
It's fair play.
But don't feel like because everyone else is doing that, that's what you have to do if it's not where your heart lies. It really doesn't matter.
I just want to reiterate, I don't think anyone that does that is boring, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a joke. Boring, fucking hell.
Exactly. But if you want to take time to do other things, if you want to travel, or if you want to have kids first and then travel and then buy a house afterwards, the timeline doesn't have to be the same as everyone else's. Do things completely the other way around. It's so fine.
100%.
Also, if you did that, where is the time for that slightly ugly man that taught you what love is not? Maybe he is there for a reason too.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
If anyone's in a relationship now with a slightly ugly man and they're thinking, God, this is going to teach me a lesson. Yeah, it will, and it'll be so worth it. Stick in it, Queen, and then leave it and feel better afterwards.
That could be taken so many ways.
Don't break up with your boyfriends because I told you to. If you actually like them, that's fine. There's so much more to your relationship or your career or where you live. There's so much more to life than those things. There's so much more to your relationship. No, there's so much more to life than your relationship, your career, or where you live. It's all of those things and 100 other things that make you happy in your life. So don't panic over one of those things when there's so much more that goes into it. What are you giggling at?
You're funny.
I'm giving out solid life advice.
There's so much more to your relationship. Use that back door.
Ew! That reminds me of Sam and Chloe on Geordie Shore. Like, listen, I want to talk to you about something.
I spoke to the lady and she told me.
No. Anyway. So, what are your main takeaways?
Chinese.
Don't talk about
Chinese, 100%.
It's going to have to be Chinese.
It's got to be. From this conversation we've just had.
Yeah.
That time is linear. I'm joking. My main takeaways is, like, from what you said, everyone's finding their own way. They're all going down your own little path. Just because yours is a bit more windy than someone else's doesn't make it any less true.
Yeah. Comparison is the thief of joy.
100%.
It's such a good thing to remember. You are on the right path for your life, and everything happens for a reason. That's just my own personal...
Your path is what you make it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. They are my own personal things that I think help me when I think about things like that.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah, don't push too much pressure on yourself. The only person you're going to hurt is yourself.
You're not going to enjoy life as much, are you?
Exactly. And the most important relationship you will ever have is with yourself. So you've got to keep that in mind. Your happiness is the utmost of importance. So keep that at the forefront.
I'm not saying they do, but people come and go, so... The only person that stays in your life is yourself, isn't there?
Yeah. All the way through from beginning to end. Yeah.
Unless you go loopy, and you start to lose yourself, or...
Let's get dementia.
Yeah.
It's really awful, but, shit happens, so...
Anyway. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, I think that's it for this episode. Thank you so much, guys, for watching or listening on whatever medium you choose to consume this. Thank you so much. I will link all of my socials and everything in the description. If you want to interact with this pod, I always do it on Instagram, so go and check that out.
Subscribe here.
God, now I've got to put more things in. Thank you for that. My Instagram is lily_and_eva.x, and my TikTok is lilstakes2 if you want to go and have a look at that. So thank you so much, guys, and we will both see you next week. Bye.
Silly.
We look like we could be on Siblings or Dating.
See, that's horrible.
Okay, right. Put that out of your mind, let's go.
How can you forget that?
Tyler, you're 16.
What, Siblings or Dating?
No, put that out of your mind, let's go.